Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening. First tonight, an urgent lack of resourcing, understaffing and insufficient hospital capacity are among concerning issues highlighted in a much anticipated ambulance ramping inquiry report. A 5-fold increase in the number of patients stuck on stretchers at our hospitals, also painting a grim picture of our state's health system.
Paramedics suffering severe mental health impacts and an increasing risk of death for patients. Just part of a scathing report into Tasmania's ambulance ramping crisis.
This crisis can't go on. We can't see people keep dying on the ramp. We can't see staff leaving their job that they love because they can't keep doing it.
The 4-month-long parliamentary inquiry handing down 100 findings and 35 recommendations to be implemented immediately, labelling the government's response to ramping so far as inadequate.
It requires that the Minister, this Liberal government, to prioritise the resourcing that's needed into the staffing that's required, both inside and outside hospitals.
Recommendations include expanding the capacity and staffing levels of all public hospitals, implementing measures to keep patients out of EDs in the first place, and creating a more efficient patient data system to monitor ratios.
What we are doing is working. What is shown at the end of 23-24 is that 9,300 hours have already been saved through our transfer of care protocol.
The Health and Community Services Union now calling for a health summit, bringing all relevant ministers and stakeholders together to stamp out ramping before it gets any worse.
They did not sign up to be a paramedic to spend time in a hospital corridor. They want to be out in the community helping people in urgent situations.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Climate activists are pledging to return to a Launceston NAB branch after being removed by police this morning. The sit-in at the bank in Brisbane Street is the latest in a series of protests against businesses funding oil, coal and gas projects.
Because they were the major funders of fossil fuels in 2023 to the tune of $860 million.
The activists were arrested 2 weeks ago for staging a similar demonstration at the nearby ANZ Bank. Retailers are pinning their hopes on shoppers spending up this Christmas after a tough winter lull. They're pulling out all stops to encourage us to spend locally, to support businesses and protect jobs.
The trees are up and so is spending. In an early start to the giving season, Tasmanians are buying Christmas presents sooner and splashing more cash.
Trying not to spend too much, but definitely spending probably more than I should.
With just over a month to go until the big day, the coming weeks are crucial for local retailers, saying 'tis the season to spend local.
Supporting local businesses and setting them up for the year ahead economically, but also supporting a lot of local employees.
We should be supporting them because they need to pay the rent, they need to pay the wages, they need to pay their council bills.
Hoping to lure shoppers in with a promise of more bang for their buck.
We are launching our sale next week on Monday, and it'll be very interesting to see if we get the influx of people that have probably been holding back for the last few weeks.
As well as urging locals to take advantage of Tasmanian products.
Seeing a lot of unique products and services that you just don't get anywhere else.
Retailers are banking on the holiday spirit and Black Friday sales to encourage customers to spend, helping to boost the local economy.
Black Friday absolutely starts off the Christmas shopping season for everybody in the state and in the country, and it's been the best thing for retailers we've ever had.
Rebecca Gaidaneris at 7 Tasmania News.
The state government is being accused of backflipping on the UTAS land sale, now appearing to support development of the Sandy Bay campus into housing. Money made would fund a new STEM precinct, but the Save UTAS group is labelling it an abandoned election commitment.
We have never said we're going to prevent development. What we have always said, and what our bill did, was to require development projects, proposals and sale of land to come through both Houses of Parliament.
We're in a housing crisis, and looking to rezone land like this means that more Tasmanians can get into a home, that homes become more affordable.
Legislation is set to be debated in the final sitting week of this year. It's all happening at Ninja Stadium tonight as Hobart hosts a doubleheader in the WBBL. Reporter Lily Thompson joins us live from the stadium. Lily, it looks like a beautiful evening. Now, how's the first match going?
Well, it sure is, Kim. It's really coming down to the wire as the Sydney Sixers chase 126 balls, with the score currently sitting at 3 for 69. Now, you might be able to see the Purple Army starting to mill behind me. That's because we have a huge game tonight. We have the Hobart Hurricanes versus the Melbourne Renegades, as both teams fight it out for a spot in the top 4. Now, I have Canes all-rounder Chloe Tryon with me now. Hello, Chloe. Now, I understand it's your last game tonight before you head overseas. How are you feeling ahead of the game?
Yeah, obviously a bit disappointed that I'm leaving a bit early, but I've had a good time here with the girls. It's been nice to be on the cane train. I'm happy they welcome me with open arms, and I'm hoping I can make a little bit of an impact today and get a win for them for my last game.
Now, I can't talk to you without talking about Lizelle Lee. You played together in South Africa. She's been smashing records here, there and everywhere. Yeah. Consecutive 100 runs in games. Just how vital is she for the team?
Look, I've been playing with her for a long time. It's good to be playing with her again. Different colours this time, but yeah, she makes a big impact, and she shows that time and time again. Making back-to-back hundreds is never easy. She makes it look effortless, but it's nice to see her doing so well, and I'm just really proud of her.
Now, I understand you haven't played the Renegades yet this season, but is there anyone in the team that you're hoping to kind of shut down tonight?
There's quite a few. Looking at the top front, Hayley Matthews, and having the underdogs in the middle, that's just two of them talking about the rest of them is going to take us all night. But look, we're just going to stick to our game plan and play our brand of cricket, and hopefully we can do really well today.
What is the game plan? What is the focus? What are you really hoping to shine tonight?
I think for us it's basically just sticking to our game plan. I feel like the last couple of games we've kind of thrown it away a little bit in different situations, so hopefully that we can rectify that today and play as a group and hopefully get the win today.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
Well, Kim, you couldn't ask for better conditions down here at Ninja Stadium. I'll be back with all the day sport news live a little later.
Coroners will now be required to hold an inquest into any deaths if family violence is a suspected factor. Known as Jari's Law, the bill has officially passed both houses of the Tasmanian Parliament. The move follows years of campaigning by Faith Talek, grieving her son Jari Wise, who died after he was struck by a car driven by his girlfriend at Huonville in 2020. Tasmania's COVID risk level has been elevated amid a recent spike in community cases. It has health authorities renewing an urgent vaccine push, warning as we head into the festive season, infections are likely to rise.
Raising the alert level from low to moderate, Tasmania's COVID cases are on the rise.
In recent weeks, we've seen case numbers increase from approximately 50 per week to more recently around 115 cases per week.
The recent spike, mixed with COVID complacency and vaccine fatigue, has health experts on edge.
People have had quite a few vaccines and they seem hesitant to get their booster. So I think in Tasmania we've done 100,000 doses in the last 12 months. But yeah, so that means there's a lot of room for improvement.
And they're warning infection rates could climb further as we head into the social season, ramping up a pre-Christmas call to arms.
As people get together for Christmas, obviously there's going to be a lot of functions and a lot of socialising, so that's where you can see the cases spread.
COVID-19 vaccine remains our most important defence mechanism.
The sharp rise comes as a virtual program, initially designed to help ease the pandemic burden, marks a major milestone. Care at Home, nurturing some 50,000 respiratory disease patients since 2021.
It's about access to care in a really efficient and timely manner, most importantly where they want it.
50,000 less patients who have either been presenting in our AD or who might have been admitted to our hospitals.
Helping a cross-section of ages. More than 20,000 over 60s to close to 4,000 children under 5. The brains behind the program say it's proof it's a vital service which is here to stay.
We know it's very difficult sometimes to access care, particularly if you're in the regional part of Tasmania. So we're really just a call away. They can self-refer.
Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Federal Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry Minister Julie Collins has confirmed she will recontest the seat of Franklin in the upcoming federal election. After a decade representing the electorate, she's highlighting Labor's plans for tax cuts, energy bill relief, housing and health. Well, 2 Tasmanian men have undertaken separate journeys to raise awareness and funds for mental health. They're hoping to break down stigmas by encouraging discussion and normalising how mental challenges can affect us all.
Devonport disability support worker Dylan Goss has been running since November 2nd. By the time he runs back into his hometown on Saturday, he will have covered 1,300 kilometres, having crisscrossed the state, all to raise awareness and funds for mental health.
Went through some mental health battles a couple of years ago. And I thought, why not just try and spread more awareness on mental health and put the word out there that it's okay not to be okay, and just promote positive mental health awareness.
Dylan has the support of his brother Jack and others who choose to run partway with him. Despite some injury issues, the 20-year-old is averaging a kilometre every 6.5 minutes and is overjoyed at the amount of money raised so far for Speak Up, Stay Chatty.
Currently it's at $22,170, so I woke up this morning looking at that and I'm just lost for words. It's been truly just crazy.
Also raising money for Speak Up Stay Chatty is Kelvin Smith, who pushed his piano up Mount Wellington on the weekend. Kelvin heaved his piano from Hobart's waterfront up the summit in under 24 hours as a reminder that we all face mental health challenges.
I put a metaphor out there of, everybody's pushing something uphill, and I just didn't appreciate how powerful that metaphor would actually be for me in that moment.
Another $25,000 in the coffers of Stay Chatty. Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, businesses are celebrating fewer bureaucratic hurdles following a state government push to slash red tape. Industry identifying almost 200 administrative issues through consultation over the past decade. 86% have now been addressed.
If the cost of business goes down, then the prices charged to the consumer can go down. That in turn impacts beneficially the cost of living for our fellow Tasmanians.
And quite often that red tape is just duplication of things that might be needed in local, state and federal government land that they can really simplify.
This red tape includes double-ups between different levels of government, outdated regulations and cumbersome paperwork. There's been tail wagging and belly scratches at Guide Dog's biggest Tasmanian graduation ceremony yet. Formalities taking a heartwarming turn for the four-legged helpers, with a surprise reunion with the handlers who raised them as pups.
Michael has been visually impaired from the age of 5. For the last 8 months, he's had a furry friend firmly by his side.
Since I've had Pippin, I've found getting to and from places, especially busy areas, and walking down the road a lot easier.
When Pippin was just a young pup, she was in Lindy's care for 2 years.
And we worked through that dog distraction, a little bit of separation anxiety, a couple of other things.
Today, the two reuniting.
To see her today, it makes all of that hard work and those tears well worthwhile.
It's great for Lindy to be here today and to see that, all of her hard work's paid off. During those troublesome teenage years when she was a puppy raiser.
Pippin is one of 19 dogs being celebrated, graduating from their teenage years into adult dog life, tails wagging as they poured their way up on stage, putting on their best behaviour through all the formalities.
The guide dogs are offering independence and freedom, access to the community, and it's their vehicle to get them out and about and doing everyday life activities.
Those who raised the graduates were also acknowledged for their hard work.
To see her with her person, it's just amazing. It's that good feeling that you get, so it's great.
The special companions ready for a life dedicated to service. Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
2 Tasmanian artists have taken out the 2024 Henry Jones Art Prize. Bliss Sandhu's digital photograph winning the hearts of judges.
My artwork is inspired from my research, which is looking at how everything we know and understand about this world is through media and communication, and how that communication is mostly coming from a device.
And Marion Abraham's winning oil painting also won close to her heart.
My love of politics, natural history, the environment, landscapes, living in Tasmania.
Both selected from 45 finalists from across the country. All pieces are on display at the Henry Jones Art Hotel until December 3.
Welcome back to Ninja Stadium when in just under half an hour's time, the Hurricanes will take on the Melbourne Renegades. It's going to be a tough battle for the Canes, who need to clinch a win to hang on to the top spot. Right now it's neck and neck in the first game of this doubleheader. The Sixers need 13 runs off the last over. Now the Tasmanian Tigers are vying for their first win of the Sheffield Shield season as they prepare to take on New South Wales on Sunday. Coming off a disappointing draw to Queensland, there were some good signs from the team, with consistency now a focus for the coach.
There's another one. We've just struggled to take 20 wickets, so we'll have to keep working ways of being proactive and ensuring that we're getting the game moving forward with the ball. It's hard.
The squad welcoming back Gabe Bell into the side after his wife gave birth to a little baby girl last week. We'll move over Mackenzie Arnold. Tasmania might just have the answer to Australia's next #1 goalkeeper. Launceston City Emily Miller has been called up to the Junior Matildas extended squad and is off to a national camp.
I hope to, see that high level training that they have over there and all the resources that they have that are different to what Tassie has.
We've got some super talented players down here, and this is just the proof that, those national level gigs aren't that far away if you're committed to it.
The 15-year-old heads to the home of the Matildas in Victoria for her first camp in early December.
Good evening. Hobart, 21 degrees today. Launceston, 23 and 18 for Devonport and Burnie. Not a bad day today, was it? Ooze our top, 25 degrees as those warmer northerly winds brought above average temperatures around the state. Bushy Park, 24, Grove, 23, Friendly Beaches, 22, Flinders Island reached 21, King Island and St Helens, 19. A little cloud cover over the south and east, but sunny over most of the state today. Cloud pushes over the Victoria and New South Wales coast. A trough brought cloud to a big part of Queensland and plenty over South and Western Australia as well, and moving through the bight with that next low pressure zone and cold front as that high pressure system moves off to the east, still with that northerly airstream. No warnings to tell you about, but the winds will be light and variable over most of the place. Northeasterlies blow up to 20 knots over the east, so we should expect some warmer temperatures and only light winds over most of Tasmania. And here we have them, 23 degrees for Hobart, 25 for Huonville and Campania, all partly cloudy. In fact, fine and partly cloudy for all of the state tomorrow. Launceston up to 27 degrees, 22 for Devonport, Georgetown reaching 20 after 14 overnight, nice and balmy. 21 for Burnie, Strawn a high of 23 and 21 the top for Wynyard, partly cloudy and fine down the east as well. St Helens 22, 23 for Swansea, Port Arthur 11 overnight, 21 the top. On Saturday, showers on the way, however not much for the east. Hobart 28 and Launceston 29 degrees. Early showers on Sunday, contracting to the east later. And on Monday, cloudy, 50-50 chance of a shower over the northeast, but fine elsewhere. A morning shower in Perth, fine and hot weather for Adelaide and Melbourne. A sunny 30 in Canberra tomorrow. Fine for Sydney, showers and 24 in Brisbane. And here are the current conditions, Kim. That's it from me. I've been working a bit hard lately. I'm glad it's Friday tomorrow.
Oh, you're a hard worker, no doubt. Well, finally tonight, if you couldn't already tell Christmas was just around the corner, council elves have been busy piecing together the massive Christmas tree in Launceston's Brisbane Street Mall, working much harder than Murph. And that is all we have time for tonight. Good night, everyone.